Okay, class, picking up where we left off at. We have this formula 0.6 times the parenthesis 220 minus A for the optimal heart rate. And we know A represents the age of the person exercising. So we have here, we can simplify this formula by using the distributive property by taking 0.6 multiplied by 220 and 0.6 times the minus A. So that will give us 132 minus 0.6A. Now it says here, what is the optimal heart rate for a 20-year-old person? Now, if you look here, it says we substitute in 20 in place of A, because remember, A represents the age of the person. So we'll substitute in 20 for A. So we'll have 132 minus 0.6 times 20. Now 0.6 times 20 will give us 12. So we have 132 minus 12. So our answer here would be 120. That would be the optimal heart rate. So the model indicates that 120 is the optimal heart rate for a 20-year-old person. It says here, what is the optimal heart rate for an 80-year-old person? So we substitute in 80 in place of A. We put in 80 for A. We have 132 minus 48, because 0.6 times 80 is 48. So 132 minus 48 will give us 84. So the model indicates that 84 is the optimal heart rate for an 80-year-old person. Now, the vocabulary of algebraic expressions. The terms of an algebraic expression are separated by addition or subtraction signs. For example, in the expression 7x minus 9y minus 3, 7x, negative 9y, and negative 3 are considered terms. The terms of an algebraic expression are the parts that are added or subtracted. In the expression 3x squared minus 5xy plus 7y cubed plus 11, 3x squared, negative 5xy, and 7y cubed and 11 are terms. The numerical part of a term is called its coefficient. For example, in the expression 7x minus 9y minus 3, the coefficient of the term 7x is 7. The coefficient of the term negative 9y is negative 9. And negative 3 is considered to be the coefficient of the constant term, which is just negative 3. In the expression 3x squared minus 5xy plus 7y cubed plus 11, the coefficient of the terms 3x squared is 3. The coefficient of the term negative 5xy is negative 5. The coefficient of the term 7y cubed is 7. And 11 is considered to be the coefficient of the constant term, which is just 11. A term that consists of just a number is called a numerical term or a constant term. A constant term is a term with no variable. For example, in the expression 7x minus 9y minus 3, negative 3 is the constant term. It has no variable. In the expression 3x squared minus 5xy plus 7y cubed plus 11, 11 is the constant term because it has no variable. The parts of each term that are multiplied are called factors of the term. For example, the factors of the term 7x are 7 and x. Now, like terms are terms that have the same variable with the same exponents on the variables. 3xy and 15xy are like terms. 6x squared and negative 2x squared are like terms because both of these have xy, and both of these variables are taken to the first power. Both of these terms have x squared, and both of these variables are taken to the second power. Like terms are terms that have the exact same variable factors. For example, 7x and negative 3x are like terms. Now we come to simplifying algebraic expressions. The set real number. The union of the rational numbers and the irrational numbers is a set of real numbers. The sets that make up the real numbers are called subsets of the real numbers. So real numbers are all of these numbers here. The rational numbers include your integers, whole numbers, and natural numbers. And irrational numbers are just irrational numbers. Now we do have examples here: natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers. You could pause this and take a look at it at your leisure. And then we also have the irrational numbers. Now the properties of real numbers can be applied to algebraic expressions. The properties of real numbers. Now we have the different properties here. The commutative property of addition. If you notice, this is basically telling you it doesn't matter which order you add in. If it's all addition, it will come out to be the same answer. Now, the commutative property of multiplication is the same thing except for its multiplication. It doesn't matter the order. As long as it's all multiplication, you can multiply either the first times the second or the second times the first. For example, I know we use x times 6x and 6 times x, but look at this. Isn't 2 times 3 equals 6? And 3 times 2 equals 6? This is the same concept. Now the associative property of addition, we associate a plus b plus c. So if it's all addition, even though we had a parentheses here, shifting the parentheses will still give you the same answer. Now we have the associative property of multiplication. It's the same thing. If you shift the parentheses, you still will get the same answer if it's all multiplication. And the distributive property just basically goes like this. You take the value on the outside of the parenthesis and multiply it by each term inside the parenthesis, which is shown here. Okay, now we come to combining like terms. It's a process that enables us to add or subtract like terms. Like terms can be combined using addition or subtraction. To combine like terms mentally, add or subtract the coefficients of the terms that are alike. Use the results as the coefficient of the term's variable factors. An algebraic expression is simplified when parentheses have been removed and like terms have been combined. Now we have an example. We have simplified. 5 times the parenthesis 3x minus 7 minus 6x. So first we look inside the parentheses to see if we can combine anything. We cannot. So we use the distributive property. We'll take 5 times the first term, and then we'll take 5 times the second term. And we brought down the sign here. And we brought down the minus 6x as well. 5 times 3x is 15x. A minus 5 times 7 will give us a minus 35 minus 6x. Now we combine like terms. We have a positive 15x. And we look at the sign in front of the like term, which is a negative 6x. 15 minus 6 will give us 9. And then we'll bring down our minus 35. So that would be 9x minus 35. Now we want to simplify these questions here. It says simplify 3x plus 11x. Both of them have the same variable and they're taken to the same power. So we can add both of these and this will give us 14x. 2y minus 17y. They have the same variable taken to the same exponent. So we can subtract them. 2 minus 17 is negative 15. And you also bring down your variable. Now we have this example. We have 5xy cubed plus 11xy cubed. Same variable, same exponent. So we can add them. We have 16xy cubed. Now, we come to the next. It says simplify. We have 5x minus 11y minus 4x plus 3y. So we will combine like terms. 5x minus 4x will give us x. And then we had negative 11y plus 3y, which will give us a negative 8y. And that is our final answer. Now we come here, it says simplify. You notice we have parentheses and we have multiplication. You notice we cannot combine anything inside the parentheses. So we will use the distributive property. So we add 3 times x minus 3 times 2y. And then we will have 5 times 2x. And we will have 5 times 3y. So 3 times x is 3x. A minus 3 times 2y is a minus 6y. 5 times 2x is a positive 10x. And 5 times 3y is a positive 15y. Now we combine like terms. We have 3x plus 10x, which is 13x. And now we look at our y's. We have a negative 6y plus 15y. We combine these terms and that'll give us a positive 9y. And that's the final answer. Now we come here to this example. We have 7 times the parenthesis 2x minus y minus parenthesis 4x minus 2y. So we will use the distributive property. You have 7 times 2x, and then you have minus 7 times y. Now we come here. Whenever you have a minus in front of a parenthesis and the parenthesis is not taken to an exponent, all you have to do is change the signs of everything inside this parenthesis. So this positive 4x will become a minus 4x. This minus 2y will become a positive 2y. So now we will take 7 times 2x, which is 14x. A minus 7 times y is a negative 7y minus 4x plus 2y. Now we combine like terms. 14x minus 4x is 10x. A negative 7y plus 2y will give us a negative 5y. And that is the final answer. Now, if you notice, this has been pushed down a little bit, but on your notes it should be fine. We want to simplify this. If you look here, they have the same variables, but the variables don't have the same exponent. So this is simplified. So now we have this example. It says simplify. We have 2x plus 11y minus 3x plus 5y. We have like terms here. 2x minus 3y will give us a negative x. 11y plus 5y will give us 16y. And that is the final answer. Now we come here. It says simplify. Now if you notice, we're going to have to do the distributive property. So we add 2 times 3x minus 2 times y. And then we will have a minus 5 times 7x and a minus 5 times a minus y. So 2 times 3x is 6x. A minus 2 times y is a minus 2y. A minus 5 times 7x will give us minus 35x. And a minus 5 times a negative y will give us a positive 5y. Now we combine like terms. Oh, this is supposed to be 35x. We combine like terms. 6x minus 35x will give us a negative 29x. And then we will have negative 2y, positive 5y, which will give us a positive 3y. And that is the final answer. Now we have 2 more examples. When we start this off the same, you notice you cannot do anything inside these parentheses, so we will do the distributive property. So we have 3 times 2x plus 3 times y. And because this minus sign is in front of parentheses and there's no exponents, we just change the sign of everything inside this parenthesis. So that'll give us a minus x plus y. So this will be 6x plus 3y minus x plus y. Now we combine like terms. 6x minus x is 5x, and then 3y plus y is a positive 4y. And that is our final answer. Now we come here. You notice we have a bracket. Bracket is basically the same thing as a parenthesis. So we go inside this bracket and we have a parenthesis on the inside. Because there's a minus in front of this parenthesis, we change the sign of everything inside of here, which will give us a minus 2x minus 3. So we have 8x plus 7. We combine like terms here. We have negative 2x, negative 6 minus 3 will give us a minus 9. Now we use the distributive property with the 7. So it'll be plus 7 times a negative 2x plus 7 times a negative 9. So we have 8x. 7 times a negative 2x is negative 14x. And 7 times negative 9 will be a negative 63. 8x minus 14x is a negative 6x minus 63. And that is the final answer.